Welcome to the 2022 Winter Classic Student Cluster Competition Studio Update Show. Now, here are your hosts, Dan Olds and Addison Snell.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Intersect 360 2022 Winter Classic Invitational Student Cluster Competition Studio Update Show. I'm Dan Olds. Addison Snell, out on assignment again. Today, we're having our second interview with the second team from Texas Tech University. This is Texas Tech Team Red Raiders. How are we doing today?
Doing good.
We're doing good.
Good? You must be feeling good because I've looked at the top Oak Ridge National Lab scores, and you are right there with two other teams, 100%. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Nicely done. How difficult was that? Like an order of magnitude more difficult than anything you've seen in the competition so far?
I wouldn't say it was more difficult.
Just very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different. And you were, it wasn't really clustering. You were basically, working out some machine learning stuff on a couple of processors and a bunch of GPUs, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What was the most difficult part of it, or the most tedious part of it, or the most confusing part of it?
Well, I don't know about these guys, but I came into this with no machine learning background at all. So I guess the most tedious part was reading all the necessary documentation for those Keras libraries. Because you look at that Python code, and if you don't know what those arguments that you're passing into those different Keras functions are, then it doesn't make any sense.
I would agree with him.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was a, throw you in the pool machine learning type of exercise. And I don't think that there's, at least that I've talked to so far, there isn't anybody in the competition that didn't have to do a lot of studying to catch up with that. Not a lot of machine learning out there in this competition, at least. But if you decide to go professional in clustering, go to the Asia Student Cluster Competition, and they will ring you out with machine learning. They're all about the machine learning and deep AI. But hey, we're not doing that. We're here. So it's all good. So right now, looking at the big board here, you are sitting second place and not too awfully far off the leader, about 60 points or so. But there's only 200 points left out there.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
Kind of brutal.
Yeah.
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 Hard.
Well, you've got 8.
But we're coming for you, Texas.
Exactly.
Well, you've got another 100 points coming up with AWS, going to be doing some fluid dynamics. Then the judges interview. You knock those out of the park. Maybe they stumble a little bit. Who knows? Right? But on the other hand, you've got to look in the rearview mirror a little bit, because the Matadors are only 35 and change points behind you. And Prairie View's a little bit closer even.
We're not too worried about the Matadors.
Those Matadors guys, we were beating them every week. We decided, let's get one during NASA, let them feel good about themselves.
Yeah, you did take a break from the furious ass kicking during NASA. Took a pretty big break from that, in fact. In fact, you gave 6 teams a break on that, ending up, I believe, 7th.
Yeah, let's change the subject.
You ready to drive on from there? But you've been an amazingly consistent and impressive team throughout. You've just gotten stronger and stronger. You feeling that too?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
What's been the big, if you could name a few things that have been sort of the biggest learning parts for you, biggest amount of learning done?
Probably for me, I would say just communicating with these supercomputer clusters is probably the biggest commonality between all the different phases of the competition. Just consistently, you want to talk to the computer clusters.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody have any problems with getting the concepts of MPI and how to scale from 1 to 2 to more machines? Any problems with that?
For me, it was just more like a time thing, just having time to absorb all the information in such a short period of time, along with school and other responsibilities. But other than that, I think it's digestible, I guess. We're kind of like, I think we're pretty advanced in our careers in computer science. So
to your question about the MPI and scaling things properly, I've had some difficulty sort of wrapping my head around that.
Yeah.
It's something that I feel like I'm getting a hang of with practice.
You know, you're the only one. Everybody else just seems to get it really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of alone on that one. No, that's one of the biggest conceptual things you have to understand. And then getting everything, getting it optimized and getting stuff pinned to the right machines and all of that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of careers, I've kind of forgotten. Do you folks have jobs lined up? Are you still looking or what?
For me, no. Right
No
now,
job, or you're not looking? You're never going to
no, I'm looking, but I'm not planning on graduating until the fall or spring of next year. I'm gonna.
How about a summer job?
I'm actually studying abroad this summer in London, so that's kind of
Really?
off the table for me. Yeah.
Well, you're going to be going full-time school in London?
Yes.
That's too bad. I know some people in London. Oh, well. Okay. So who's next?
I think I'm looking for jobs right now. I should be graduating this summer, so it's definitely on the table.
Okay. You got your resume up to our big board yet?
Yes, I did submit it.
Good job. Okay. Next.
I'm always open to opportunities.
So you'd give up school right now for the right opportunity. You just walk away.
I mean, if the opportunity is looking good enough, I'm open.
I like that. I like that attitude. Okay. And last but not least,
Yeah, I'm looking for internships right now because I don't graduate till next May.
what kind of field, what kind of area, what are you thinking about?
Just honestly, any type. Usually, software engineering is the ones I'm looking into.
I know when I've mentioned this before, but I got a ping on it. NASA is looking for some people. You like space? You like Star Wars?
Yeah.
Like Star Wars? Yeah, you like Star Wars.
You won't stop
Who doesn't
talking.
like Star Wars? Stop talking about it. It's probably got a Yoda underwear on underneath all that. So, NASA is your route into there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay. You got your resume up?
Oh no, I'm trying to do that after this.
Resume, headshot, little survey about your interests, and we will see what we can get you. But that would be good. But first, you got to finish this competition.
Mm-hmm.
What are your predictions for that? Where are you going to place?
On top, we're coming for Tennessee State, but we're happy with where we are right now.
You feel confident at second? You can hold second?
That was Nadine there. I'm not happy with
You're
it.
never happy. You will not be. It's not only you have to win, but others have to lose, right?
Right.
Yes.
We're Tennessee State. We're coming for you with everything we've got.
I don't know, man. We talked to them today. They were having their first team dinner at an Applebee's. Actually, 2 separate Applebee's. Yeah. They were, what's that slogan? Living good in the neighborhood? They were doing that. Yeah. So I don't know if you can take them lightly. And I think one of the kids on that team is sort of the Larry Bird of student clustering. Nothing seems to shake him. It's just all just laying it out there. Solid team, but you want them. You're coming after them.
Want them bad, Dan.
You're calling them out.
We're doing it.
Now, the Matadors called you out in the last interview. No.
You think we're worried about those guys?
You don't look worried. You do not look worried. I've seen worried looks. you guys do not look worried. So no sweat with them, huh?
I'm not worried. Are you guys worried?
No.
Not even a little.
What about Prairie View? They're a little closer to you because they also scored 100 on Oak Ridge and did pretty well in NASA too. Oh, well, I guess it's good we're not doing those applications again. Yeah. No repeats on this. All new playing field next week after next.
That's right.
That's right. You take it one day at a time, right? Okay, good. Well, you might want to maybe brush up on the definition of computational fluid dynamics, because I believe that's what's coming down the road from AWS, but more details on that later. Okay, any questions for me? Did have a question from the last group, the Matadors, who asked how they could get one of these blazers. Yeah?
That's a good question. Yeah.
You can't.
Aw.
That's, yeah. This is completely patented and trademarked. And as it turns out, nearly indestructible. It's like encouraged to machine wash it. Machine wash it as much as you want. Plus, I could go out and walk into any real estate office in the world and start selling because I got this blazer. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay, let's go ahead and call it an interview, and we'll be talking to you again very soon and interrupting your meal and making fun of what you've ordered. That's kind of part of it too. One of the Tennessee team members ordered broccoli, mashed potatoes, and I just don't hold with that.
Yeah, that's unsurprising.
Wait, that's it?
Yeah.
Nothing else?
It was no, I had salmon too, which is okay. I'm down with salmon. I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so that's fine. But I don't know if you're getting the best salmon in Tennessee.
Yeah. Applebee, Tennessee.
Applebee's in Tennessee. I'm not sure that's the best salmon. I don't think it's quite, fresh off the boat. It's like fresh off the boat, then you truck it for 2 or 3 days.
Yep.
So, yeah. So do better on that. Okay?
Oh, we will.
Excellent. We will talk to you soon. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.